Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Golden Sun Dark Dawn. In the last episode, we arrived here in Yamata City, and we talked to its village elder, Susa, whose daughter was put in a trance ever since the eclipse happened. But when we tried to wake her up, the third eye that we got from Watchtower activated and awakened Himi, who is now joined our party. And now she kind of told us, because she saw in the future with the third eye, what we need to do in order to stop the eclipse. We need to acquire items for something called the Apollo Lens, as well as get special gear called the Umber Gear in order to even access the Apollo Lens. So that's what we're going to be doing in today's episode. Our next destination is actually in Tonfon, which is the capital of Sana. But we're actually not going to do that in today's episode. I kind of lied about that just now, but we are not doing that today. We are actually doing a couple of side quests today. If you look at the map right here, we are going to be going back to the Ei-Jei region. There's a couple things we can access now that the Grave Eclipse is happening in the Ei-Jei region. There's a couple of Genie to pick up, as well as a couple of items that I'd like to pick up while I'm here. So I'm going to devote a whole entire episode doing this. But first things first, I'm going to do... there's actually something I didn't do in the last episode. I mentioned that I was like, oh, well, my Genie setup is, like, as best as it can be. No, it's not. I can actually trade this over to Iolio, and then finally give Furrow to Himi. And then now everybody's got Genie. Now it's kind of a little bit even distribution when it comes to that. So I was kind of being silly. There was another thing I forgot to do in the last episode. I meant to do it. I'm going to use this power bread that we got in the last episode, and I'm going to give it to Himi. Well, actually, Reeve has the least HP, so let's give it to him, actually. Alright, now I'm gonna be showing off Himi in today's episode, but there's gonna be a lot of random encounters I'm sure we're gonna be running into. But as of right now, I'm going to be using these sacred feathers because we're going to be running around on the world map a lot in today's episode. So, alright, we need to go onto the ship real quick, if I can get on there. Okay, there we go. Now, I'm gonna show the map again. But if you guys see this island, I have a little arrow pointing to it. That's where a Genie actually lies. It's just a simple island that has a Genie on it. We're going to stop there first, and we're going to get it. So be sure to stop there whenever you get a chance to. Alright, so now we're going to keep going south, and hopefully... I knew we were going to still run into monsters, even if we have pretty much the Sacred Feather activated. Himi can increase a character's attack stat with Weapons Grace. She can summon a freaking dragon with Roaring Dragon. She has the Thorn, Briar, and Nettle family of synergy, as well as the Gross family of synergy, and well as the heals. So she's kind of a really good offense, kind of. She's kind of more of a mage type Earth synergy user, so... I'm gonna go ahead and show off this Roaring Dragon, because I like this attack. Giant Dragon goes... I like that. I like that attack. There we go. We took care of the Lizard Brute. Now, when you get Himi, Himi is going to be level 35. So she's a little bit stronger than my other characters as of right now. But don't worry about that. My characters will catch up in no time. And we still got more enemies to run into. The Sacred Feathers don't do crap. But pretty much I'm using the Sacred Feathers to kind of stop as much running into monsters as much, because there's going to be a lot of running around on the world map in today's episode. We gotta go back to the Ei-Jei region. We gotta go back to, like, Harappa. We gotta go stop by, Passage. We gotta stop by Yuthe. We gotta do a lot. Anyways, Tyrell grew to level 32, and that's great. Let's hope we can get over here down to the island itself. Oh, Here, let me see if I can find something. There's the roast seas, but they're hoping to rescue you fell in. There's something shiny down there. Wait, false alarm, that's a fish. If you tap A on the sea, you can actually like interact with the water. But if you see a patch like this, you can run into like items sometimes. But I don't think I'll be able to get it right now. I'm going to be coming back later, so don't mind that. I'm going to be looking for these spots specifically because they'll have items for forgeable weapons later on down the line. So just keep in mind that those patches exist. Alright, time to kill all these monsters here. Alright, come on, just kill them already. There we go. Him, he missed. Come on. Oh. This should do it. There we go. Okay. Matthew, you're level 33. Alright, good. I got another herb. But let's keep on going southwards as much as we can. There's going to be... We're going to be pretty much staying away from plot for the most part. For about a couple episodes. There's actually a couple things that I'd like to go and like look at and do a couple on the world map before we do any more plot related stuff. So we're gonna be doing that for like I think 2 episodes. Alright. I'm still running into monsters even though I put these stupid feathers in here. They're not doing their jobs. I guess I am kind of under leveled. That's probably why I'm running into them. Alright, let's keep attacking on. Oh, bound. I can't move. Gosh darn it. Tyrell. There we go. Okay, that took care of that. Brief grew level 30 with 1. And that's pretty much that in a nutshell. Now, we're getting close to the island here. There's going to be like 5 islands of sand. We're wanting to lay anchor down on the biggest one there is. The biggest part of the island of the... I guess they're called archipelagios. I think that's what they're called. One of the series of islands in the sea. Those are called archipelagio, like islands, like these. I think that's what they're called. I learned that word a long time ago in Wind Waker. I could never say it for the longest time, but now I can. Savetta grew to level 31. She learned Sonic Slash. Okay, great. But we're wanting to lay anchor on this island right here. And we're going to run around on it until we run into a Jupiter Genie, which is what we're going to be running into. There he is. Caught by surprise, Jupiter Genie appeared. Cast Tornado. Okay, well, that's okay. I'm going to cast Odyssey on you, and we're going to cast the Roaring Dragon on you. And I'm going to do Liquefier, and I think I'm going to Wish. I'm gonna wish because we're pretty hurt. Well, not super duper hurt, but I've been taking damage a lot, so. Tornado, ow. Roaring Dragon. Bad. Wish well. There we go. Alright. Tyrell will use Liquefier. Okay, now I'm just gonna attack it. There we go. Double attack with the Masamune. The Zodiac Wand with the Shining Star. Cast Tornado again. I'm surprised it hasn't run away from me. They usually don't let Ginny live for that long. Yo-Yo grew to level 33. That's great. Ramati grew to level 30. He learned Deluge and Break. That's great. And that's pretty much it in a nutshell. And we got a new Ginny. The Jupiter Genie Simone joined you. It is set to Tyrell. Simone, the spirit of burning winds, is first found on a small desert island. The violent winds Simone creates is scorchingly hot and act like a toxin in the body. He looks... Can I be honest? And I'm going to put a picture of it. He looks like Mew's Pokemon Green sprite. Like... I hate using this as a comparison because Mew's sprite was terrible back in that game, but oh my gosh, Simone kind of looks like him. Alright, so now we got Simone. He attacks with a burning, like, scourge foe with poisonous wind. And it kind of is like really, kind of an eerie attack in a way. I don't think I can give it to Savetta or Karis because they have enough Jupiter Genie. So we're going to put them on standby for right now. Alright, now that we did that, we're going to head up north and we're going to head anchor into the Ei-Jei region here. Now, there's a canal right here with two sides here. We're going to want to weigh anchor on the left side. Sorry. On the left side of the canal. And we're going to go into Harappa. And we're going to run into Fell Dead. That's what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and kill him real quick. Fell Dead attack. There we go. Okay. The monsters in the Eclipse, I think I mentioned that they actually give you a lot of experience points. So if you're running low level, like if you're like late 20s, try grinding. It's really good though. But anyways, we want to enter the left side of Harappa because the right side's actually blocked, and I'll show you here in a second. As soon as you come back to Harappa, there's actually one thing we have to get here. And it's just a measly little thing. You don't have to come back to Harappa, but I really strongly suggest it. The door broke over on this side. I'm surprised monsters aren't sprawling around in the village. But it says the only reason we've survived is that because Harappa has so much light. Make sure to stay in the light if you want to live. So that's the reason why Harappa's actually stayed fine during this eclipse. And not only that is because this thing. This is the reason why you can't come in on the left side of Harappa, or I guess it would be the right side. I'm sorry. Yeah, the right side of Harappa. I'm sorry about that. I kind of was worried about my capture card. I kind of like went on the fritz there for a second there. But anyways, this is the reason why you can't go on the right side of Harappa, because this door is closed. And this is the reason why you couldn't get that one Genie when we were here, when I mentioned that it was missable. This is the reason why it's missable. It's because this wall is actually going to be staying up for the remainder of the game. So you can't go and cast Cold Snap on that puddle, come around the wall here and cast Growth and walk around on the thing. So that's why he's missable. So I just wanted to make that clear reason why. But if we come in here and talk to the fortune tellers again, we haven't seen these ladies in a while. We talked to this lady, she said, "You had something to do with this, didn't you? Your fate is all tangled up in the eclipse." Yeah, she kind of foreboded this at the very beginning of the game, didn't she? What is Savetta's spirit sense? I never used spirit sense on her. Madness! Pure madness! Even if the nightmare ends, things will never be the same. Ugh. Now, what is Namu doing? The world hasn't ended yet, and the fortune still must be told. Says, you wouldn't believe it. Nemo saved us here on the last-minute prediction. Oh, wow. But yeah, as you guys can see, the lady, Namu, is mad at you really bad. So, I've never actually... This is the first playthrough I've actually ever talked to her to see what happened. But anyways, the reason why we came back to Harappa is because we need to actually come and get a single item, which is an important item. I would really suggest picking it up, but this is the only reason why we're here. If you come up here up here on top here, and you come across to this room here, and you go downstairs, if you guys remember coming here, the first trip, you'll see that there was a Crush Rock. And well, since we didn't have Crush, we couldn't do anything about it, but now we do, so we can actually crush this rock now. Boom. And inside is actually some more mithril silver. You know that stuff we picked up at Tepe Ruins? Yeah. This stuff is important, and honestly, there's gonna be like a finite number of these. Like, just lying around on the world map. So you might want to go and pick up as much as you can. That's, like, the reason why I came back here. So, anyways, that was our trip into Harappa. There's really nothing left in this village. I mean, everybody's cowering in fear because the eclipse is happening. And as you guys will see later on down the line, it gets worse. But we're actually going to go back to the ship, and we're going to go on the other side of the... We're actually going to go on the other side of that canal So we're gonna go to the right side. Because now we need to go walking all the way back to Passage. There's something in Passage we need to pick up. As soon as I kill this Feldhead here. Smell of decay, ew. Unaffected. There we go. We took care of the Feldhead. Okay. So instead of like being on the left side, we're actually gonna come over here to the right side and park. I know that's kind of really silly to do it that way, but that's what can you do. Anyways, we're gonna head all the way back to Passage, and we're actually gonna go back into the village. So we're gonna go back up through the elevator, and my sacred feather died on me, so I have to go and use another one. But that's okay. I'll use another one whenever we're in danger. So we're back here in Passage. I think I mentioned this first time we were here. I can't remember. Keep in mind of this little block right here in this wall. I know that's kind of silly to be looking at this, but there's a reason why. Just keep in mind that that's there. I'll explain it later. But we need to come up here in Passage, and as you can see, Passage is fine. It says, oh, it's terrible. Someone didn't realize what the eclipse was. He went out among the monsters. Oh, that's sad. But actually, if you talk to these people, it says, horrifying things are slithering around, what should we do? Passage is actually protected, just kind of like Harappa is a little bit. What in the world was like this before the grave eclipse last happened? How could the ancients have coped with such a nightmare? Okay, well, the reason why a Passage is protected is because the Alchemy Forge is producing light as well. So it's protecting the village in a way. But not everybody, unfortunately, is being protected by it. We need to actually go inside the inn. And if you come over here to the inn, there's a lady that's sobbing on her bed. She says, my boyfriend is gone, lost to those creatures. Why would he try to rescue someone who is already surrounded by monsters? I kind of feel bad for her. But we need to actually go and to the other side of the room. Just keep note that she was there. If you go all the way to the back room here and talk to these fellows here, I was clueless what was going on outside. When I went out, I was swarmed by monsters. I'm still not sure how I escaped. It's kind of a blur. He says, when my friend headed out at the Passage, they invited me along. I'm glad I didn't go. There's something on this table, and we need to pick it up. It's an old rag. Now, that guy just said that it was all a blur to him whenever monsters attacked him. Well, now we know what had happened. We take this old rag back to the lady. She says, my boyfriend's gone. Why would he try to rescue somebody who was surrounded by monsters? Well, that gentleman that was in the back room, he mentioned him being surrounded by monsters and everything was a blur to him. So let's give her the old rag here. This fabric looks familiar, but I just can't remember why. Perhaps I can help you recall. And Savetta casts Spirit Sense. I remember everything! And now she's gone run off to where that gentleman was in the back room. So we're gonna go back and see what happened. See how this transcribes. I can't talk today. Now I know why my friend looked so frazzled that night. Your boyfriend saved his life. To think he traded his life for mine. And at first I couldn't even remember who it was he saved. I'm so sorry. He was a good man. I'm sure he doesn't regret what he did. That's so sad. She finally reunited with the man that her boyfriend saved. And this it says, that was how he was, too noble for his own good. We talked to this guy here. He says, it all makes sense now. I really should thank him after all. He can't handle the truth right now, but someday he might appreciate what you did. All I'm good is for swinging hammers and breaking rocks. That's all I got to offer, but I'm here if anytime you need help. We're gonna take him up on that offer. He says, do you need my help? Yes. Okay, lead the way. Now, this is the part, gonna be perfectly honest. I have no idea how you're supposed to figure this out. But it's kind of cryptic. As soon as this gentleman joins your party, you're supposed to lead him to a place where he needs to excavate. Well, what does he need excavating? That's the question. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to go back to that wall I mentioned earlier that you need to kind of pay mind to. If you come down here and take him all the way here, he'll excavate this wall here. How you're supposed to know that, I have no idea. Huh, looks like there's something stuck in that Zol stone. I guess that Zol stone looks different than the other ones, but I don't know how you're supposed to know that. There was a genie behind that wall. And a Venus genie, to be precise. So this side quest was all to get a genie. That's all it was, but it was a good side quest and I liked it. It's just, my only problem with it is it's cryptic into it. You know, how you're supposed to know you're supposed to bring that guy over to that wall there. It says, Ivy. Venus Genie Ivy joined you is set to reap. This climbing plant spirit is found in passage. With a single look into Ivy's eyes, an enemy may be immediately petrified. This Genie, along with Doldrum, are a really, really good Genie for an optional boss later in the game. Just keep in mind for these guys. These guys are really useful for an optional boss. Ah, that did it. See you around. And that's all he's good for right now, so. But yeah, I don't know how you're supposed to know. You're supposed to bring that gentleman over to that wall, but yeah, that's what you're supposed to do, so. I had to look that up. I had to Google that when I first played. For right now, I'm gonna have to put you on standby. But that's all in Passage. We're done in Passage for right now. Our last stop in Ei-Jei Region, we can actually go back to Koocho, but we might want to save that for another trip. We have another thing we have to do to go back to Koocho later, so I'm gonna skip it for right now. Our next destination is Ei-Jei. We need to go back to Ei-Jei. So, I need to actually, as soon as I kill these monsters here, I need to throw up another sacred feather. As soon as I kill these monsters. You kill these monsters. I know I have a bad habit now. My monsters sound like monsters. I've been kind of saying monsters a lot instead of monsters, and I probably shouldn't be saying that. Monsters is an old TV show. Okay, we need to go back to our ship because I think this is the quickest way you could do it. And I'm actually going to throw up another Sacred Feather. I think Tyrell has those. Yeah, Tyrell has 8 of those. I don't think the Sacred Feathers do me any good, but... Alright, so let me give the Mithril to Tyrell because he's holding the other ones. Anyways, we're going to go back to Ei-Jei. I'm gonna just sail over there because it's faster. And we got a lot of monsters here. I think I'm gonna, let's cast Mother Gaia, and I'm gonna cast Briar, and then let's do Eruption and Cold Snap, because not Cold Snap, but the third tier Cold Snap. Alright. Bella's a Blood Curdle. He's gonna attack and use Drag Down. You cast Frostbite. Okay, that's not doing anything. Okay. Eruption. I killed one of them. That's good. I'm just gonna go ahead and attack the other ones. Ow! Okay, the Wyatt Curse killed him. And then we're just gonna finally kill this guy here. Combat Dance! There we go. Mastered the Masamune's Rising Dragon. It's its strongest attack. Ooh, I got a lot of experience points from that. Holy crap. 34. Level 34. Himiguru level 36. Okay. Tyroger level 33. Reefguru level 32. Okay, that's really good. Alright, so now we're gonna park it here. And we're gonna go back to Ei-Jei here. Now, Ei-Jei is kind of a sad scene to look at right now. Remember those Koucho general or Koucho officers that were occupying here? They're dead. The monsters got them. If you cast Spirit Sense on them, you can still read their mind. I came as a soldier, I left as a hero. That's so sad. Oh my gosh, I hate coming back here after all this because it's just sad to see all these dead soldiers here. I would have seen that fiend coming if it hadn't been for that dark eclipse. That's so sad. But anyways, I'm actually gonna quit. I'm gonna quit Whirlwind because this is gonna be a little bit. I don't want to go on my menus. But we're gonna go back into Ei-Jei because there's a couple of treasures we need to get. So we're gonna ride these rafts like we have before. I don't know if monsters can attack you in the town itself. I'm not too sure. I think if you run around, you might run into monsters from the eclipse, but I don't know in towns they attack. That would make no sense. What I'm just saying because the monsters attacked us in Beilink. So, anyways, let's go into Ei-Jei. If you come up here and look at it, this says, welcome back. At least the Ei-Jei people had the decency to fortify themselves. They were already fortifying themselves from Koucho people. It says, how did you make it back to Ei-Jei with all those monsters crawling out outside? And he says, who are you? Sorry, I'm still shocked at what happened. First the occupation, now this. I feel bad for these guys, because they were being occupied by the Koucho generals, and then all of a sudden now all these monsters are crawling around. But it's really sad. We're actually I'm gonna take a little bit of sidestep before we're supposed to go back to King Pathos' throne room, but we're gonna actually take a visit from King Pathos because King Pathos is in his throne room. He's actually in the inn. So if we come over to the inn, and I'll see that he's on the bed right there. It says, "How dashing you've become, Amity. I think of you all the time these days." What do you have to say? We're so happy to see you safe and sound, Amity, but we know your travels aren't over. Be careful. What does she have to say? In the sad events that Pesos has passed while you were away, I'll be here to advise you when you return. Oh, well, we need to go talk to Pathos. Ah, Matthew and his friends have returned. Uncle, I'm here too. What is wrong? Uncle, I'm afraid I won't be your uncle for much longer. Pathos shall soon wither away. My grave eclipse must be doing this. My reign is coming to an end, but you look ready to rule. I'm happy to step down. Uncle, no, I cannot stay. We have important things left to do, and I may not survive what is to come. Then I cannot go. Not until you return to me safely, Amity. Then hold on, Uncle. We'll be back, I promise you. I'm relying on you, Matthew. Keep Amity safe. Poor King Pathos is dying. So what better way to help him with his pain? Then let's go ransack his throne room. God, I can't believe I said that. But no, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go and ransack his throne room. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I made that joke. That was terrible. But yeah, it's so sad. You can come back to Ei-Jei and you can ransack his throne room. All you have to do is just push his throne a little bit and it'll lead you downstairs into the basement here. And there's a bunch of treasures down in the basement, so We're gonna go down there and claim all those treasures. But yeah, you can start doing this as soon as the Grave Eclipse happens. Where's Tyrell? There he is. Arid Heat. Let's cast Arid Heat on this. I can't believe I said that. That makes me sound like a jerk. Yeah, but unfortunately, he's not gonna survive this outcome, and that's really what's sad about all this. And anyways, here's the throne room, basement, treasure room. In this treasure chest, we have the spirit gloves. Let me go ahead and see those items there. The spirit gloves raises PP, so let's give those to... I think I'm gonna give those to Tyrell for right now. Alright, let's give him the spirit gloves and let him equip those. And for the aura gloves, let's give those to Iolio. And Iolio, let's give the aura gloves to... Let's give them to Savetta here. And then Savetta, give your Vambrance. Oh wow. Okay, well that didn't work out as well as I thought. But anyways, Vambrance is pretty much useless to us right now, so we're going to have to sell that later. We come over here and pick up this treasure chest. There's some Lucky Pepper. We're going to actually go ahead and use that. Lucky Pepper increases luck permanently. Who has the lowest luck? Iolio does. There we go. Okay. And then finally get this item here. Is probably the most important item in this treasure room here. The Heirloom Ring. The Heirloom Ring is an equipable ring that can be used to restore 1000 HP. So that's really useful. And actually, I'm not going to give that to him. Let's give that to... I think no better person to equip this than Amity. Amity should equip that because, well, I mean, this is his home. He's the true heirloom to Yuthe. Alright, so now let's go ahead and cast Douse, and let's get out of here. We're done in the Yuthe. Actually, there's one more thing I want to do in the Yuthe before we go. And that's to check up on our old friends Ku Umbra and Ku Sung. The Koucho generals that were locked up. We're gonna go to pay them a visit in jail. And like I said, I always have trouble going around in the Yuthe. Yuthe is a really big place, so you can get lost pretty easily here. Actually, the dungeon's down here. We talked to this guy. Says, "Remember those generals you defeated?" Yeah. We were keeping them locked up, but when the eclipse came, we felt that we had to let them free. I think they actually tried to rally their army against us again when the monsters came. How stupid can you be? I don't understand why they would do that. Because you got monsters that are gonna kill both of you guys. You might as well put aside your differences and put it to destroy the monsters. But we can't let our guard down for even 1 second, or else the monsters may get through. But as you can see, Ku Sung and Ku Umbra are actually gone. They're not here. We're gonna be running into them again, but that's not until I can have to access a optional dungeon. So, for right now, we're just gonna ignore that they left. We're gonna be seeing them again, so don't worry. They're actually still here in a Yuthe. I'll tell you that much for sure right now. They're actually here. They're hiding in a certain spot. I'm gonna go and rest at an inn real quick. Okay. But now, let's leave a Yuthe. I think that we've done pretty much all the stuff I wanted to do in the Ei-Jei region. We're pretty much done. So now I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna go set sail to the next destination. The next destination that we were wanting to go look at. And you can come there anytime. You don't have to go... It's not story related. I mean, it kind of is, but it kind of isn't. So you don't have to do this, but it's best that you probably do it now. we're gonna head over to Champa, Iolio's home, and where Briggs made his camp. We're gonna go over to Champa. Champa is in the lower right-hand corner of Angara. He's like on the southern. It's kind of in the southern part of Angara. So let's go and jump in our boat real quick. If I pull up my map again, I do believe Champa's right here where the arrow is pointing. So we're gonna head over there. Before I do that, I probably should put up a Sacred Feather. Or, do I have a Sacred Feather already used? I think so, but it doesn't matter to me. I'm just gonna throw one up anyways. We're gonna head over to Champa. And we got monsters. We got monsters still running around, you know. Oh, that's okay. We'll take care of them. Mad Babble. Wild Curse. Got gripped by an evil spirit. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. Combat Dance! I love Combat Dance. Alright. See if I can get up there going around the bend here. The only thing I don't like about the ship is it's really slow. Like, really slow. It's not as slow as, like, the Lost Ages boat. The Lost Ages boat is really good. That's Rising Dragon. Rising Dragon can spawn between 3 dragons, 1 dragon, or 2 dragons. And it depends on what, how much damage is dealt with how many dragons appear. So, I'm gonna head back up into the Eclipse, kind of, a little bit. We're gonna come over here. Because I think Champa's right here, do you believe? Yep, Champa's right there. Kill these Gilmans. Combat Dance! And then finally kill this last Gilman here. There we go. Alright. That should do it. Okay. So now we're going to park here, and we're going to stop this episode. So in the next episode of Let's Play Golden Sun Dark Dawn, we're going to see what the deal is with Champa and how they're kind of dealing with the eclipse. So that, I will see you guys in the next episode.